There was once a king who had a most beautiful queen. Her name was Silvertree. And then they had a daughter, who they called Goldtree. When she was a child, she was pretty enough, but as she was growing up, then she was going to be as beautiful as her mother, if not more beautiful. Now, usually as a girl is growing up, she and her mother can become friends, but sometimes, just sometimes, a canker gets into the heart of the mother, and she begins to resent her daughter, resent her youth, resent her beauty, resent all the compliments that men pay to her. And so it was, Silvertree to her daughter Goldtree. And as men came, talked to her, laughed with her, as they didn't to her mother, and as young men came from foreign parts to ask for her hand in marriage, oh, Silvertree, she resented it. And one day she walked up the long, dark glen to the pool where the trout lived, and said, "Troutie, Troutie, who's the fairest queen of all?" "'Tis Goldtree, it's Goldtree." And Silvertree was so angry that she ran down that glen and she went to her husband the king and she demanded the heart and the liver of her daughter Goldtree. Well, there was no way that the king was going to kill his only daughter. And there was a young man there who wanted to marry her, so the king called him to him and said, "Marry my daughter, take her to your land far over the seas." And then he went out into the woods and he killed a goat, and he took the heart and the liver of that goat and served it up to Silvertree as though it was the heart and liver of Goldtree. And all was well for about a year, till Silvertree again went up that long, dark glen to the pool where the trout lived, and said, "Troutie, Troutie, who's the fairest queen of all?" "It's Goldtree, it's Goldtree." "But Goldtree's dead." "Goldtree lives over the sea." And then Silvertree remembered the young man who'd been there about a year before, and this must be where Goldtree was. So she got a boat and set sail for those distant lands. And Goldtree, she saw the boat coming. She saw from the flag that it was her mother, and she didn't wish to see her mother, and her husband wasn't there to protect her. He was out hunting. Only the servants were there. And she said to them, "Go and put me in that little strong room, and lock me in, and hide the key. Don't let anyone in, not even my mother." And they did so. And when Silvertree came onto the shore and went up to that place and demanded to see Goldtree, they said she wasn't here. Her husband then, "Oh, he's out hunting." And Silvertree wandered around and she came to that little locked room. And she knew her daughter must be there. And she said, "Goldtree, Goldtree, it's your mother. Open the door and let me in." "I can't. I haven't the key." "Oh, Goldtree, put your little finger through the lock that I might kiss it." And thinking no harm, Goldtree put her finger through the keyhole, and her mother took a poisoned thorn and stabbed her on the finger, and Goldtree fell back as though she was dead, and Silvertree sailed away. When the husband came back from hunting, he heard of this strange visit and how his wife had asked to be locked in the room, and he took the key and went in and found her there as though she was dead. And he picked her up and he put her on a table and left her there. And only he went to visit her, and the body didn't decay, as you'd expect a body to do. But, well, a man like that must have a wife. And so he married again. He told his second wife all about Goldtree, and she was allowed to go wherever she liked, except into that little room. Now, I don't know about you, but if someone tells me I can do anything except one thing and go anywhere but one place, that's the place I want to go. And so when one day that wife found the key, she went into the little room, and she saw the body of this beautiful woman lying on the table. And of course she went closer to have a good look. She knew it must be Goldtree. And as she looked, she saw a little mark on the finger, and she touched it and she pulled out the thorn. And slowly Goldtree came awake. And so it was, when the husband again returned from hunting, there was both Goldtree and his second wife to greet him. And oh, the joy and the hugs and the laughter! Well, the second wife would have left, but they said, "No, you saved Goldtree's life. Stay with us." And so she did. And all was well. But meanwhile, back in that land where Goldtree had been a child, her mother again went up that long, dark glen to the pool where the trout lived and said, "Troutie, Troutie, who's the fairest queen of all?" "It's Goldtree, it's Goldtree." "It can't be, Goldtree's dead." "Goldtree lives over the sea." And so she took ship again and sailed. And when Goldtree saw her coming, she would have hidden again, but the second wife said, "No, we'll face this together." And they went down to the shore to greet Silvertree. And Silvertree came and landed, and she had with her a little flask, a little bottle, in which she said was fine wine, for a gift for her daughter. But the second wife said, "It is the custom in this land, if anyone brings anything to drink or to eat, they must have the first of it." And she made Silvertree pour out some of that wine and drink it. And the evil Silvertree fell dead on the ground. And Goldtree and her husband and second wife lived happily, as we all may.